So whatever happens right now is it. Already. So the sound of my voice, this apparent Zoom meeting, taking a sip of coffee, whatever's happening is it. Now that's not what the me is looking for. In fact, it's the exact opposite. The me has plans, big plans. And so this meeting's about the recognition that that one never existed. That there's never been any separation. So there's no possibility of two things. So all is this leaves nothing out. Because there's only this. So whatever is happening is this as that. So if confusion is arising, if resonance is arising, that's just this. So as Nkosi says, you can't escape this because all is this. And so this is it's not knowable. And that's something else that the me isn't gonna, because the me knows things. God damn it, I know things. Yeah. So that's this knowledge, this knowing. That's imaginary, it's illusory. I was talking to Alice yesterday, and I said to her, oh, let me let Jack in. I said to her, and we can all do this as just a little exercise in labels. So it doesn't matter which hand, but just take a look at one of your hands. And the word hand, what does that have to do with what you're, this thing, the word hand? Does that have anything to do with this? It's a word, it's a concept, the sound, hand, but it's a label for this. So we don't know what this is. We just know the label. It's called a hand. And that's good enough. But because all is this, there's no possibility of a you, let alone a you that could do anything. So even that sense of feeling separate or like me is this. It really is like wholeness looking for wholeness. Right? Because there's only wholeness. So wholeness never went away, was never broken, doesn't need me's help to fix it. That me is a dream of separation that never happened. So the freedom is not for the me. It's freedom from the me. The idea that you're a me. You're not a me because a me is not what's hearing. Me is just a word. Me is just a sound. It's something you learned. It's our topic last week was secondhand. So the idea that you're a me was learned secondhand. So that goes. Everything secondhand. We're only interested in what's here, ever present, that never comes and goes, that is not in time. This is the timeless in which time appears. So time is an illusion. There is no time, actually. So this is an open meeting, meaning everybody's welcome to participate. Feel free to unmute and ask a comment or question. Time is a story appearing now. So if I say, okay, it's 6:18 p.m. in Los Angeles, that's a story. It doesn't mean they're not useful, but it's still a story. It's not real. There's no, I mean, look for a 6:18. 6 to 18 p.m. Look for it. See if you can find it.
Michael, I have a question.
Yes.
Michael.
Hi, Dia.
Hi. I don't know what that noise is. It's not me, is it?
Oh, I think you're okay.
Okay. I understand the concept of this is all an illusion. But since I'm new to the group, I would like to know what the intention of the group is. What you're saying isn't anything I haven't heard before. So what is the intention of meeting with the group?
No intention.
No intention. Okay.
Yeah. There's nothing on offer here because there's no me to help.
So we're just here to emphasize that this is all an illusion.
I would say, Dia, it's really about resonance. So that's why there's no sales pitch. Resonance. In other words, the idea that there's no separation, not two, this is wholeness, there's no division. If those kinds of statements resonate, something in you intuitively feels, even if there could still be a feeling of separation, but something in you senses that it's all one.
Yeah, I've actually had the experience of oneness. So it's not something that's just a thought, it's actually an experience of it. So the resonance. Does the resonance come from the experience? I'm a little confused, sorry.
That's okay.
It's okay. Just ignore me.
No.
Well, I would just say for me, the way I've described resonance, Dia, is that it's like being in love. There's no why. Have you ever fallen in love?
Well, I've experienced divine love, which is beyond human love.
But what I'm saying is there's not a rational reason. In other words, it's not like logical, like A plus B is C. So that's what I call resonance. You know, if there's a resonance, you don't know why. I don't know why. Why would you resonate with emptiness? Why would you resonate with all there is this? I don't know why, but there's just a resonance here.
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. The thinking mind always wants to make sense of it. The thinking mind always wants to know how it is and what I'm going to get out of it. And this is just, you know, this is just a discussion between instances of life, really. And when you look for a purpose, you know, what's happening here is attending these meetings is just sharing and interacting. And as there's so much mental history, so much experience in the apparent human, including experiences, there's been experiences of blissful things happen, but all experiences are happening in the same, they're all the same essence as what's being expressed. Everything's exactly, there's nothing separate. So an experience is you. It's not you experiencing an experience or me experiencing an experience. Experience is the same thing. It is the intelligent energy, whatever you want to call this, that is expressing. And there's sort of no real reason to find it. There is just an interaction that can happen whereby the mind wanting to cling to things can stop doing that, and then there is just life. And you know, even the mind loves to make sense out of time. You know, we create little watches and time things that can delineate time and lay it out, and then we can think about it and make sense of it and do stuff and organize things. But really everything's just this. And there's just patterns of change that seem to take longer or shorter patterns of change. There's all just patterns of change happening in the eternal present moment. The time is actually, when we say time is an illusion, it's an apparent experience that the mind latches onto and lays out in its linear fashion that it does everything with. But really it's just this completeness in a flux, in change, patterns of change. Some seem to take what we would call longer or shorter. A lifetime of a human being as the biological life seems to take, the pattern of change does this, and a word can change in what we call a second. But it's all actually always in this. There isn't anything that's laid out. Thought just lays it out. Thought just stretches it out. So a group like this is, you know, I completely understand why you would say, I don't understand. What's the point of this? The separate self mind wants a point so it can understand, control, and do something with it. But this is sort of on a more resonant level where the thinking mind wanting to hold on and control and know how everything is can be disarmed, can realize it doesn't need to stay contracted, and unknowing, which is the open flow of this one unseparated essence that is going on here, can be allowed to just do what it does. And there can be observation of that from a biological perspective, but it's not a separate me apart from thoughts doing that. So this is just it's almost a way of, in putting it in simple terms, I suppose, disintegrating or disarming or teaching that it's okay for that to relax, so that the separate self can see itself as just, this is life just looking at itself and learning itself. Is life interacting here and learning what it is. It's educated. It's a self-learning, intelligent, interactive moment in this. And that's all. Usually I like to say, you go away with less. So you don't get anything out. There's no purpose or point that you're going to take away and go, good, I got something out of that. It'll just be, oh, everything I thought seems to not be actually real or as important. It's just a thought. I made a lot of stories up in thoughts, and they're starting to seem to be not what they seem to be. They are just thoughts and stories. Then we cling to them, and when they start to be less important, then there's just life. That's what's interconnected here. There's no separation. So what's coming here and the nodding there, it's the same. This is just the same energy, same life. Beautiful, beautiful appreciation, life appreciating life, life interacting with life, life helping life.
Yeah. And if I can just jump in here, John, thank you. That's something the me can't do. Because the me is going to pick and choose. Oh, I like this one, but I don't really like that one. And what John and I are talking about is this unconditional love, that however it's expressing, no better or worse than how you're expressing. So you see all expressions are this. So that's the beauty. And I almost want to add to that, all expressions are this, what else? So eventually the mind can stop trying to figure this out. When it finally, it's like hitting a brick wall. This can't be figured out, this can't be known. The idea that the mind could know life is, the me's on this journey, journey to fix its life, to make its life work. It's, it's not quite right. And all the time, it's just this. It's just whatever's happening. This is life expressing. So it's no longer about your journey. That goes away. It's just this, just what's happening. And if pain arises and the not liking of the pain arises as well, then that's perfectly fine. As Ariana says, all is this doesn't become obvious until it becomes obvious. Well, I hope the big kahuna gets here because we got a question sent in on YouTube for him.
He told me he was coming.
Nkosi?
Nkosi told me he was coming.
Oh, good. Oh, that's right. I saw it, definitely. Yeah, when I sit and edit those videos between Alice and Nkosi, it is just really something to see the love, the unconditional love. It doesn't matter what Alice says. I mean, he's just it's just unflappable love. It's just it's never a problem. It's beautiful as it is. And you know a person couldn't do that. A me couldn't do that. Because a me is not unconditional by nature. A me is a condition. Ah, wow. Where is he? There he is.
Hi, Nkosi.
Hello everyone. How are you?
Welcome.
Hello, Miss.
We've been waiting, Nkosi, because somebody on YouTube wrote in a question for you.
Okay.
This is from Brenda Maxwell, and she writes, is struggling with old bad habits a way for the me to stay in charge? Question mark. Should the old habits be allowed, not concerning about them? Question mark.
Okay. Can you repeat the question again?
Absolutely. I was going to ask you if you wanted me to.
Yes.
Do we have birds? Do we have birds in the background somewhere?
Oh, somebody, if you have birds, can somebody mute? Oh, I hear them too. All right.
They're very small raccoons.
Oh, did it stop? No.
I think they are around where I am.
Oh, Nkosi. Well,
Yeah.
that's a different story. So Alice, it's Nkosi's birds. What are you going to do, Alice? Okay. The question is struggling with old bad habits a way for the me to stay in charge? Should the old habits be allowed, not concerning about them? So basically, yeah, what these old habits, what do I do about my old habits that keep arising?
There is only what's happening. And as I always say, what seems to be happening is just happening. But it's happening for no one. So habits themselves don't belong to anyone. It doesn't matter if they seem to be bad or good. They don't belong to anyone. So they are just habits. Even the one who seems to be owning those habits doesn't really exist. There is no owner of any bad habits or good habits here. There's just this. There is only what seems to be appearing. And what's appearing is just this. There's no one here. So really, there are no good habits or bad habits. It's just this. There's no owner already. The one who seems to be the owner of those habits is imagined in this. Doesn't really exist. So as I always say, there is no one here. There's just wholeness. There's no separation. Exactly what's happening right now. It's just wholeness. It's got nothing to do with some individual or any individual, because there isn't any individual here. It's got nothing to do with you. So all there is this. And everything is included as this. So there's no one here already. And the one who's asking that question is not a separate individual that appears outside of this. The one who's asking that question is this, is wholeness. So really, there's no escape. Any question may arise, anything may arise, any situation may arise. It doesn't really matter, because all is this. So habits don't belong to anyone. Thoughts don't belong to anyone. Desire, a desire that arises doesn't belong to anyone. Doubts, fears, frustration, a feeling of not getting this, misunderstanding is just arising in this. It doesn't really belong to anyone, because there's just wholeness. There's no separation. There's no one here. What seems to be the you who's looking for this is imagined. It's just an imagination appearing in this. And it can never be anything outside of this, because there's only wholeness. So, sorry, there's no separation here. There isn't any separation. There isn't a you who's looking for this. There isn't a you who's not getting this. And there isn't a you who's asking a question already. So no one will ever be enlightened, because there's no one here. There's just nothingness. So this it's a play. It's really a play. It's theatrical. Everything that seems to be happening is just a play. So here, nothing is taken seriously. Here it is seen that there is no one who's suffering. It is seen that there's no one who's actually looking for this. And it is seen that there's no one who will ever get this, because there's only this. So that's freedom. That's true freedom for nobody. So the one who has been asking a question is already the answer.
Hmm.
And this right here has got no intention to convince anyone. Talking is happening, but it's seen that no one is talking. Yeah, that's it.
That is beautiful, Nkosi. And I just want to add that you've never done anything. I was thinking about today, how many have heard the ocean and the wave analogy? The ocean and the wave are not two. Really, the ocean and the waves may seem separate from the wave's perspective. So from the me's perspective, it may seem like there's separation. I'm here, she's there, that's there. Of course there's separation. But let's look a little deeper. Is the ocean and the waves, is that two things? Or is wave just a label?
That's a good example.
So those thoughts don't belong to anyone. They only have meaning when they're yours. And then they're trouble.
Nkosi, you and I talked about pain on Saturday night, and I've listened to the YouTube Michael put up several times, and it, I really resonate with everything you're saying, and certainly about other things. But it seems that pain has this component of pain that seems to pull me. That seems to almost demand that I give it attention. Can you talk just a little bit more about that? I mean, right now I'm not feeling any pain. But I certainly have, I have sciatica pain, yeah, and it seems to take my attention, those more. But I suppose it would have to be like any other thought. Pain is a thought.
Yeah. Yeah. A feeling, that feeling might be there, is there.
Yes.
But the one who says it's my pain
Okay.
is a thought. It's my pain.
Yes.
That feeling is just a feeling. It's not even pain. Pain is just a label, you know. But that's as I said on Saturday. Really, it doesn't belong to anyone because there isn't anyone there. It's just this appearing as that feeling. So nobody is feeling it. It's just a feeling. And it's when you say it's pain, that's just a label as well. So it doesn't really belong to anyone
Yes.
because there isn't anyone there. It's a thought that says, oh, this pain is unbearable. I can't do this anymore. This pain is too much. That's a thought. There's no real somebody who's saying that. It's just an appearance. Pain, and the one who says it's my pain, it's just this. It's just wholeness. That's what seems to be appearing, and it's got nothing to do with you. A help may be offered. Somebody may offer to help. It may seem that somebody is offering help, but that's just what's happening. This doesn't say if there seem to be somebody appearing to have pain, that somebody shouldn't receive help. No. Nothing is suppressed here. Everything is allowed to be as it is.
Yes.
So that feeling might be there, but it doesn't belong to you. It's not yours. Even the thought that says it's my pain, it's not your thought. It's just a thought appearing in this.
Michael did a little analogy with the hand before you came on. And I see the direct correlation between what you're saying and what he was saying about the hand and the pain. Yes.
Yeah. So there isn't any doer. We have never done anything. And we are not doing anything right now. Because there's no one here. Everything is this. So what seems to be happening is okay. Because it's just disappearing as that. There is no doer here. There is only what seems to be happening. A belief that there is a you is another thought. So there is no one here. Pain, laughter, fear, frustration, those are just labels. All is this. There's no real pain. There's no real frustration. There's no real confusion. Those are just labels. All is this. So pain may appear and disappear. No appearance lasts forever. So there is no doer of anything already. It may seem as if somebody's talking, but talking is happening. Pain is just happening. Fear is just what seems to be happening. It's got nothing to do with anyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, all is this leaves nothing out. And you guys know my favorite word, already. Already is freedom. There's nothing to do. What does wholeness need to do? That whole me clinging to its story can just Any other last comments or questions before we close out this evening?
I just wanted to share, I wanted to share my experience with pain. I had excruciating pain. I had a tumor on my spine that was pressing on a nerve. And I didn't want to take medication because the medication they were opioids, I think. So I went into a meditative state. There was a meditation on the pain body. And what I did was I just experienced it fully, didn't resist it, allowed it to be there. And I was able to transcend it. And that was how I dealt with it. I think I didn't identify with it. I just observed it, allowed it to be there. And as I kept just allowing and accepting and allowing and accepting, I got to that transcendent state where there is no pain. And then I did that for about a year because it was the only way I could sleep or function. And then it actually led to transcendence. So the pain was actually a wonderful teacher.
Mhm.
I don't know if that would help, but
That was beautiful. Yeah, that was my experience. I've had it. It's funny. I was thinking about, I haven't had an earache since I was a kid. And I remember as a kid, I used to get earaches, but as you get older, I don't know, I just hadn't got one. And today I woke up with an earache and I was like, oh yeah, I remember this one. And so this pain has been intermittent throughout the day. And I've just been noticing it coming and going. Just that's it, not trying to do anything with it. When it's there, it's there. I'm aware of it. When it's not there. So, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Dia.
Yeah. Thank you, Dia. Anyone else?
I want to know why the birds are chirping so early in the morning, because it's not even 5 a.m. in South Africa. And Nkosi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Are the birds up
Now,
that early?
Yeah, it's now 5:03 a.m. It's 5:03 a.m.
Is it light?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, really, I don't know where they're coming from.
Well,
It's just
they're always welcome, and we really appreciate this message as we close out this evening. I really want to take a moment and really thank Nkosi, really, because as far as I'm concerned, this is the radical of all radicals. There's nothing like this. It's the most direct. And if I could, I didn't know what the hell I was looking for. I really didn't. But something in me said I would know it. You'll know it. It'll just be obvious. Just go about your business. And when Nkosi first showed up about 6 months ago and said, all is this. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming this evening. Those who sent donations, greatly appreciated. Have a wonderful evening, everybody, and I'll get this up on YouTube in 24.
Thanks, Michael.
You're welcome.
And
Good night.
good night.
good night, everyone.
Good night.